Okay, let me turn on the. Hello, guys. I hope everything is okay with you guys. I silent. It's silent because I've got the AI turned on, the AI filter. So CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot, Foxtrot. This is Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot, Foxtrot. Calling CQ and listening. CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Oscar November 7, Oscar Florida, Florida. This is Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot, Foxtrot. Calling CQ, CQ. This is Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot, Foxtrot. Calling and standing by. CQ, 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 CQDX. CQ on the 17, CQ 17. This is Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot, Foxtrot. This is Oscar November 7, Oscar Florida, Florida. Calling him by.
I can't stay in chat, but you're 5'9" near Toronto, so the band is good for your information, okay?
Okay, yeah, I was just wondering if something is happening, so I didn't hear much. Thank you very much, and very good evening from Belgium. ON7OFF, Oscar November 7, Oscar Fox Fox. Thanks for giving me a shout. I had the AI filter turned on, so there is no input coming out of my speakers unless something happens. ON7OFF, we're standby.
Yeah, S9, northwest of Toronto. My call is PA3JO. All right, have fun. Good evening.
Have fun, 73s. Good luck. Bye-bye. Okay, CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Oscar November 7, Oscar Florida, Florida. ON7OFF, call in CQDX, CQ, CQ. If there's nothing coming out of the speaker, it's the AI feature, okay, in TT. So if something starts to come through, you'll hear it right away. Great beauty of AI filtering, like an FM radio. CQ, 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 CQDX. Let me record my own voice and play it back. CQ, 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 CQDX. This is Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot, Foxtrot. From the capital city of Europe, this is Brussels calling Oscar November 7, Oscar Florida, Florida, calling CQ, CQ, CQ on 17, and we're standing by. CQ, 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 CQDX, this is Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot, Foxtrot. I got my monitoring turned on. Wonderful. I really made a lot of modifications to the TT software. I need to talk about what you see on the screen now, guys. Really beautiful. Well done, well done. Okay, I'll make a few more calls. CQDX, CQ, CQ, CQ on 17. This is Oscar November 7, Oscar Florida, Florida, calling CQ, 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 and standing by. Bring on the 11 meter, also to check if there was some propagation, but nothing there. November 4 Delta Whiskey Alpha, I think it was. Go ahead, over.
November 4 Delta India Alpha. Grab, I didn't even stand up under 50 watts. And here is Mike.
Yeah, okay. November 4 Delta India Alpha. Thank you very much coming back to the call. Mike, nice to meet you. It's the second time I think we have a contact. So I'm going to just check my logbook here. Yeah, last time was in June, on the 27th of June that we had the contact. Nice to meet you, Michael. The name here is Kurt, Kilo Uniform Romeo Tango, KURT. And I get you in here with a 5 and 4 report, 54, a little bit of close to my ground floor noise. So I am happy to hear you again there from Florida. So yeah, QTH here is just down south of Brussels. Back to you there, Michael. November 4 Delta India Alpha from Oscar November 7 Oscar Florida QSL.
Yeah, QSL, Kurt. I was over on my work at I didn't have a chance. I'm on the right hand side. So that's good, but I got 150 watts because I had been running my amplifier up on 12 meters a little earlier. Can't turn it off, so it's 70 watts. But you're 5.7, really nice signal here. I got Brussels well. I think we had this conversation when we did this before. I took time and shape and love the area so much that I've visited a couple times after that. It's a beautiful day here except the colder today. OM7 OFF and 49.
Yeah, QSL, Mike. Yeah, well, you should pay another visit. So it's just a flight away from Florida. I'm not sure if there are direct flights to Belgium from Florida. I know they are from North Carolina. I was once in the airport and I saw the flights from Charlotte, North Carolina, coming down to Brussels. No problems, Michael. Yeah, I'm just currently also live streaming. I'm just live on internet. I should, maybe also update my profile on QRZ.com. But yeah, very good, very very good. Yeah, it's been a while. We heard each other. I'm getting back from the job. I was working today and just having a little bit of a spare time on my hands, so I just turned on the radio. I was listening yesterday on the radio, but it was flat as a pancake. Every single band was flat as a pancake, especially the the DX frequencies, 20 meter up to 10. So it's good that the meter is moving today, and there's some animation on the waterfall. So that's good. So yeah, very good. Back to you there, Mike. November 4 Delta India Alpha. I think you said you are on 50 watts, 50 watts. I'm running about a kilowatt here, and a 2-element cubicle quad. So just come back with the power output and the antenna. Mike, back to you. November 4 Delta India Alpha from ON7 OFF QSL.
QSL, Kurt. I'm on a long periodic with 17 meters. I just turned the radio back to 100 watts, so now I'm at 100 watts. Plugged in because I was working on it earlier, so it's not going to go, but due to validation, 5.7 for 50 watts, I don't think I need it, nor do people on 17 meters need to hear it, a couple KCs away either, but the low left is running a lot of power and it's splattering all over the band, and so we'll just leave it on for right now. Then I put up your QRZ page. Very interesting. I like that. I like the cubicle quad. There was a patch that I put this on X. with either Hexbeam or a quad or this long periodic quad over. It's easier to run up and down the keys that I have. We have a lot of hurricanes in this area, so I'm going to do some scope for protection. So I can lower everything and turn all that to the storm. It makes it a lot easier. ON7,
And for DIA, ON7 OFF returning, no problems there, Mike. Yeah, well, the log periodic and the 100 watts is working fine. You're close to my ground floor noise, though. I'm not sure if maybe it's on my end that I have a high ground floor noise today. I'm not sure. I should investigate a little bit deeper. So I'm thinking of maybe purchasing a secondary Hermes light and using diversity, which in theory should be able to filter out some local QRM here. Although I'm quite in a rural area, but still, some electronic devices. It's not from my house, I'm sure, because I turned off the electricity the other day. I ran everything from a battery, and it was not going away. So, okay. Well, anyway, Mike. Yeah, you're. I'm just checking on your QRZ page as well. You get a nice little amplifier there, I think, on the desk as well. I'm using the, as you can see, the 2-element cubicle quad. I got this one at an altitude of about 45 feet, and the power is about 1 kW with the OM Power 2000 plus. The radio is the Hermes Light number 2, that little baby radio, giving me a beautiful audio reports all over the place, so I'm very happy with that one. So there you are. That's the story. I'm actually, as I told you, I'm live streaming, so you can review back the queue. So when we're finished, and you just search my call sign on YouTube or go to my QRZ page, and you can eventually just find back the live stream from there as well. Okay, Mike, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure to make your acquaintance today. And yeah, hopefully we can just have another conversation in the near future. Just keep yourself in shape. November 4, Delta India Alpha from Oscar. November 7, Oscar, Florida, QSL.
Hey, Kurt, it was a pleasure. If I ever get back to Brussels or Belgium, that area, I'll give you a shout, shoot an email or something, because I'm trying to talk my wife, my ex-Rael, into, she doesn't like traveling, but I've traveled all over the world through my previous job, but she's not a big traveler. So, but I've been trying to talk her into it. One of these days I'll get her passport and get it renewed, I should say, and do some traveling. Good to work out a second band, Kurt, and all my log goes automatically to QRZ, and once a month it goes to most of the world. ON7, OFF, and for DIA 73. Have a great evening.
Thank you very much. Yeah, let me know when you're coming down to Belgium. I'm normally over there in the city center of Brussels, selling perfumes until the end of the year. But in case, you come by or pass by, just let me know. Maybe we can have a little drink together with some Belgian beer, and the best beer in the world. So thanks a lot, and I hope you can convince your wife. I know some people, they do not like to travel when they get at a certain age. You just settle down somewhere, and they don't want to move again. So I can imagine. And she probably wants to stay close to the dog and to the house. Pleased to meet you. Have a fantastic day. Thanks for coming back to the call. And hopefully talk to you soon. November 4, Delta India Alpha. This is Oscar. November 7, Oscar, Foxtrot. Have a nice evening over there. Over.
73, Kurt.
73s. This is ON7 OFF. We are standing by. Over. CQ. This is Oscar, November 7, Oscar, Foxtrot. Call in CQ. This is ON7OFF calling CQ on 17 meters and standing by. Over.
Kilo 1, Golf Delta Mary.
Kilo 1, Golf Delta Mary or Mike, I guess. I hope I have it right. Go ahead, Chris, over.
Yeah, I do need a follow-up on your call sign. Boy, you were 5x8, 5x9, and then dropped down to nothing. So I don't know, maybe the band's getting about to change. The handle is Chris. I think you had that. You do have the call correct, K1GDM, located in a little town called Barrie, about 100 kilometers west of Boston, Massachusetts. Back to you, ON7, and I'm not, I just wasn't writing quick enough, K1GDM.
Yeah, K1GDM. It's going to be very easy for you. My call sign is what is printed on the on-off switch of your amplifier, your radio. It's Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot, on 7 off, like an on-off switch. So very easy to memorize. It's very easy for people to, especially when they're mobile. Yeah, nice to meet you, Chris. Very good copy on you. I got you in here with a 5 and 9 report without any problems. And the audio is clear. Signal is also perfect. So what can a human wish for more? So it's perfect down here in Belgium. I'm located 20 kilometers or 15 miles southeast of Brussels, just out in the suburbs of Brussels. And yeah, the propagation has been very bad yesterday. I came home and I didn't hear a single voice. Everything was flat. And I was following also the whereabouts of the ex-commander, Mr. Cal, and he had the same phenomena. So propagation was really miserable, but it seems to pick up a little bit today. So hopefully, you know, that little quiet moment in the propagation cycle is finished. There you are, Chris. But yeah, fantastic copy. I'm running about 1 kilowatt into a 2-element cubicle quad. And the radio is a Hermes Light number 2, which is a small QRP radio. I have 2 amplifiers in line. I got the OM Power 2000 Plus, which is the big guy. And I'm driving the first amplifier with a Micro PA50 Plus, which is giving me roughly about 25-30 watts, and then the OM Power is doing the rest. So there you are, Chris. But yeah, pleased to meet you. It's weird. We haven't spoken before. So I'm not sure. Maybe you're most of the time on the WARC bands, on the 17 and 12 meter band. It's my mistake. I don't come over here very often, but I should. Back to you, K1GDM, ON7OFF, over.
Very good, Kurt. And you're right. It's a very easy one, too, to pick up. ON7OFF, K1GDM. Very fine and doing a nice job. A bit of QSB going in there, and I do think that's just conditions are changing. The band seemed pretty good today. They were not very good yesterday. They did make some contacts, but just wasn't very active. The signals were not very strong. The rig here is an FCDX 101NP, and we push it at about 25 watts into a PAL-style linear. That gives me, a little over 600 watts up into a 4-element stepper. And that's what the working conditions are. The weather is a beautiful fall day. It's not a cloud in the sky. It's 15 degrees Celsius. It is a bit breezy. It was very cold this morning. Had radiational cooling. It was about 10 degrees by thermometer up in the hill here. It was 10 degrees Celsius. When I hike every morning, and when I got to the place that I hike, that was down in a valley, and it was minus 5 degrees Celsius. So the old cooling effect of going downhill I certainly had a thing today. So back to you, Kurt. ON40FF K1GDM.
Yeah, K1 GDM, Oscar November 7, Oscar Foxtrot, Foxtrot. Yeah, okay, that's very cool. That's very cool. Yeah, you're doing fine going to do some hiking. How many miles did you go hike there, Chris? And may I know what's your age over?
Yes, I do about 2 miles. I used to run a long time ago, and my feet gave up on me. I was actually running a mountain with about a 900-foot elevation change. And one day the feet just went away, and I finally have gotten, I could do a power walk and only about 2 miles. If I go 2, sometimes 3 miles, but if I do more than that, the feet get unhappy. It's in an area, it's called the Quabbin Reservoir, which is a reservoir that's about 26 miles long, not too wide, probably 3 or 4 miles wide, and that's the main water source for the city of Boston and their surrounding communities. So it makes quite a bit of travel. It's about 110 kilometers from the Quabbin to Boston, and it's done by underground tunnels into another reservoir, and then underground tunnels again into a third reservoir, which then services the Boston area. And the age is 79, will be 80 next April. Been hammering it for about 68 years, Kurt. And we still work every day, as a matter of fact. We do own a retail business. Have what we call a variety store, milk and bread and that sort of stuff. And we also have what they call a liquor license, which lets us sell beer, wine, and spirits. And we've owned the place for about 31 years after being in the corporate world, and we just love the people so much that we still do it. We actually took the weekend off this weekend, but normally we're there at least 6 days a week. Back to you, Kurt. ON70FF K1GDM.
Yeah, QSL. Yeah, I can imagine that being able to, if you're that age, 79, and I congratulate you because I always have aspiration for people that are older than me. I'm 53. I'm actually almost 53. I'm 52 as we speak, but it's always an inspiring thing if I talk to older people. And yeah, it's the same with me and my dad. He passed away about 9 months ago, but he was always working as well. He, his life is working. And he had a lot of things to do all the time. But when he hit the age of 82, like 2 years ago, he started to get some serious health issues. And then from there on, it went downhill. So yeah, we had to take very good care of him. And yeah, he just passed away in March this year. But yeah, if you can keep yourself busy, it keeps you in good shape, mentally. And I can understand that when you have that little shop there and you get in touch with people, at least you can put your mind on something else. So it is interesting to be able to actually have this social thing happening in life, because it keeps you young and alive, and it keeps your brain focused, So definitely very interesting. Yeah, I'm actually something else. I'm a perfumer, so I design perfumes, and I've been doing this for the past 20-something years. And I just came back today from the handicraft market in Brussels. I might just do another job starting from next year. I'm just looking into it and doing something new. I just went to find some challenges, so. But yeah, you find all kinds of people also here on the band. They're always an interesting thing to do is go on the air and talk with people. So it's a very fantastic hobby, and especially if you can talk with people from English-speaking countries, because the problem that I'm facing when I'm talking to other speaking countries in Europe is most of the time they're not very well spoken in English, so their English language skills is quite limited. And I like the RACTU. I like to talk a little bit longer than just giving a 5 and 9 report. It doesn't give too much value to my life, but if you have a little bit of a RACTU, you might just find some interesting people and maybe stories that you wouldn't believe that are there. And it puts open your spirit and mind. And the first thing I always do is just check their QRZ page, see what's on there. And it might just give some idea of a conversation. So that's the story over here. I'll pass microphone back to you, Chris. Kilo 1 Golf Delta Mike from Oscar November 7, Oscar, Florida, QSL.
0-7 off. K1 GDM returning. Well, that's the great thing about amateur radio, Kurt, is the opportunity to meet people. It seems today people are more into quantity rather than quality. It can be difficult to get people talking and talking about themselves because it's so interesting. And that's why I like my business. I've been there 31 years. These people are friends. They've given me a pretty reasonable living. But more importantly, they're friends. I've watched kids born up until now that they've been out working for 8 or 10 years. I've also seen the sadder part where you have people that have grown old and have passed on, and that's all part of it. But we just try to keep the positive memories. And I do think working is really a good thing. I'm against retirement, HI. I always tell my customers that, Kurt, it gives me a reason to get up in the morning. I'm there usually 6 days a week, and it's not a chore. I'm there because I want to be, and it does keep the mind sharper. And the other side is I am overweight now. I wish I could, I got to start dieting and get rid of that. But I do get out and exercise. It's only 2 or 3 miles. But the area is, I don't know if I could call it remote, but the sections that I hike in, very, very seldom do you see people. And that is kind of an antithesis, just the opposite of what goes on at my store, but I enjoy that too, and that's my time with the animals. I do talk with the animals. I've seen about them all, anywhere from deer and bobcat and moose. Got a lot of moose down in that area. In fact, there's one I call her Gladys that I've been hanging out with, so to speak, for about 4 years. Watched her as a kid, and last year or actually the year before last, she had her first kid. And obviously you don't walk up and pet them, but I've been within 10 feet of her. Very relaxed. And I have a bear. There's several bears. Bears are really becoming almost a problem in Massachusetts, actually within New England. They've been so successful in reproducing. They're moving farther and farther east, so they're getting into more developed areas, and that's really not a good thing. I'm in a fairly rural area where I live. I have a bear that I see fairly regularly going through the backyard, and the other types of animals that you would see. So it gives me a cross section of life, I guess. And then meeting, and I've had friends from all over the world, as I'm sure you have. And a very quick story, a person up until his passing, KA1AFX, he became my best friend. And I met him through OZ1BZB, a guy by the name of Peter Sorensen from Randers, Denmark. I was talking with him, and he said, do you know KA1AFX? And I said, I don't. So I looked it up I don't know if you're old enough, going back long enough, but I looked him up in the log, in the call book, and I looked him up in the telephone book and gave him a call. And he lived about, if the crow flies, less than 2 miles from me. And I was introduced to him by a person 6,000 miles away. ON4OF, K1GDM.
ON7 OFF, returning to Kilo 1. What am I? Okay, there you go. Sorry. Kilo 1 Golf Delta Mike. Yeah, I'm just clicking on something that was wrong. Yeah, QSL, that's a great story. That is absolutely a great story. I can imagine that, you know, it's these kind of stories that, yeah, I'm just looking, he's only like 10 miles away from you. I'm looking at his address and yours. I'm sorry that he passed away. I guess, you know, you got, how many years did you know each other? What year did you meet him, and how many years have you known each other? As you know, from that story that you told me until he passed away. Over.
There's somebody else on the frequency. I don't know what the heck he's doing there, Kurt. Well, let me think here. I'm going to say we were friends for about 22 years before he passed. Neither of us were kids at the time, and I would spend virtually every Saturday morning, and he had a wood stove in his kitchen, and we would sit there and drink coffee and talk and be there for 4 to 6 hours every Saturday morning. And obviously we communicated during the week also for brief times, usually on 2 meters when 2 meter repeaters were very active. Kurt, does that answer your question?
Yeah, definitely it answers the question. Yeah, that's a beautiful story. I've been on the radio for 36 years now. So I was like 16 when I started on CB radio, and I got licensed only 4 years ago. So I'm pretty new to the ham bands, but I've been active since I was a kid on 11 meters, and I met a bunch of very nice people out there. There is one guy that I've been talking to over the past, I think it's about 10, 15 years. I've never met him, I've never seen him, but we keep in touch. And we use other means of communication but radio. And yeah, we're very, very good friends. He's in Australia, I'm here in Belgium. And we know all the whereabouts, we know all the problems and the issues and all that kind of stuff. But it's good to have someone you can talk to and share memories, and also share a lot of information and ideas. And, you know, because he is living down under, I'm living here. And yeah, we have, we share a lot of common interests. So it's quite interesting. But yeah, it's, you know, when you get the age of 79, or, you know, the life is like a train. You get stops everywhere, and you got people walking on the trains and people stepping off the trains. So that's how is life, you know. You get people coming and going. But when you get to the age of 79, the people that you know, they're just, you know, dropping out one by one. So that every year that passes by. So, and I can imagine it must be a little bit frightening. I'm just, you know, talking with my mom. She's 84. And she's telling me, like, you know, when she's checking the news and the people that have passed away, oh, she knows this guy, she knows this person, this lady, and yeah, she tells me it's quite frightening. You know, my dad passed away like 9 months ago. It was pretty hard for me because, you know, he was my brother. He was not only my dad, but I was just, you know, with him mostly all of the time, all my life. So yeah, I hear my mom talking, and she just tells me, you know, what is quite frightening is that you see that, you know, all these people going away, and all these friends, and all these guys and ladies that have the same age as yourself. So it's quite frightening. So, but yeah, sometimes we don't want to think too much because, you know, you might get frightened. But yeah, that's how life goes, I guess. And yeah, I'm 52, as I told you, And I decided just recently I'm going to take and make a little bit more time for myself. I do not have any children. I don't have kids. So I just want to take a little bit more spare time for myself instead of running the rat race until you get to the age of retirement and then doing whatever you want to do. I just want to do what I like to do. That doesn't mean that I'm going to lay down and do nothing. I like to do things, with my hands. I'm doing a lot of work at home and all that kind of stuff. I'm also in the rural area here, so I'm surrounded by fields and cornfields or cereal fields, whatever they grow. And we have our own vegetable garden, so there's a lot of work to be done over there as well. I got my chicken. You can check it on my QRZ page. I got these silkies. Very fantastic little pet animals. But yeah, sometimes things happen. Like yesterday, I got the fox there who was able to get two of my chicken that couldn't get into the chicken coop in time. So unfortunately, but these silkies, they're very tame animals, and you can really make them very tame. I got a few videos also on my QR. Back to you there, Chris. Kilo 1 Golf Delta Mike from ON7 OFF. Over.
Fine, correct. ON7 OFF, K1GDM. The signals is very definitely ahead of time. There were times that you weren't using the X2 at the time that I think about an F2 and F3. I did copy everything though. And you probably should use this the last time around with I don't worry about that. It's part of my personality. I guess I've been fortunate is that my closest group of friends from childhood all still around and still healthy. And two of them, one is a doctor and one is a lawyer in the county. And both of them are still fully active and still working and have the same attitude as.
Hey, Robert, how you doing?
And I've always been fortunate that I think it's because I talk too much.
It's great to have some people like these guys who can lecture.
Part of it is because of the store and meeting people. But I have friends of all ages. And, I have friends that are 65, which are 15 years younger than me. I also have friends in the 40s and the 50s. I always communicated well with young people. And it's just young too. So I don't know those things. I can't do much about it. I can try to live a relatively healthy life, and that's what we try to do. But there are no guarantees. I am almost 80. I've only been in the hospital for one night in my life, and that's when I fell down and broke 4 ribs, and I had a collapsed lung. I actually drove myself to the hospital. They took X-rays. I left, and they called me on the cell phone and said, "Get my butt back here." And that day, I had four cracked ribs and the collapsed lung. They got us back up and made me stay overnight. And I went home the next day, drove myself home, and that was only about 5 years ago. And that's the only time I've been in the hospital. So I got to think of things positively. And my mother did live to 103, and she did live by herself in her own apartment up until the very end when she fell and broke her hip. Didn't last much longer than that. She decided she didn't want to be around if she couldn't take care of herself. By the way, I find your work in fragrances very interesting. We could talk about that sometime. Actually, my favorite fragrance is from Chanel. It's for men, Pour Maison, and that's my favorite one. And I do use, I can't say it, Armani is my daily feel. And I like that too. And do get nice compliments on it too. Kurt, it's been a real pleasure. I'm sure we're going to run into each other again and continue this conversation. It's been very enjoyable. I should do a better 2 hours that pace, and I keep telling myself that. I guess I'm too lazy. But we will talk again, but I think we're coming to the end of the road for today. That's some other ham radio stories I can tell you, and we'll save that for next time. Thank you very much, Chris. God bless you and your family. It's been a real pleasure. And stop worrying and be happy. ON4, Ocean Fox, K1GDM. Bye-bye.
Yeah, okay, QSL. Thank you very much, Chris. It's been a great pleasure. I'm live streaming, so I have somebody in the live chat, Robert, Echo India 3, Golf Romeo Bravo. And he said, great QSO with Chris, worked him early on 12-meter band, a true gentleman. So there you are. This is what the idea we have here in Europe about your station. So isn't that a beautiful compliment? Thanks a lot. I really appreciate. It's been a great pleasure to hear you. Just keep yourself in shape, and hopefully we can talk to you. You've got another 20, according your mom, that went up to 103 years. So you have another 23, 24 years to go. So 2 more cycles, 2 more propagation cycles to go. So hopefully we can continue to have these kind of chats and discussions and QSOs in the future when the next cycles hits the fan, HI. 73s there, Mike. Chris. It's been a pleasure. Kilo 1 Golf Delta Mike. This is Oscar November 7. Just be aware it's number 7. Oscar November 7. Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot. 73s there, Chris. Over. 73s. I think propagation is gonna be dead by now, so I'll make one more call and then I might just go to 20 meters. ON7 OFF standing by. Okay, I turned on the AI again as a filter for my receive. So no input as long as there's nothing happening on the band. I'm gonna go to 20 meters, see what happens there. There's more happening over here for sure.
November 3, Mike Alpha, copy 888. Mike, November 0, Mike Alpha, 95 Iowa, QSL.
QSL, thanks. Remember, 1, 2 Alpha, and 3
Copy your 12 Alpha, 71 Eastern Pennsylvania. 73 is a good luck.
Yankee sweepstakes.
DQ contest.
Okay, that's why there are so many people. There's a contest going on. I didn't know there was a contest. I just came back from my job, so.
Thank you. Number 7, Niner Bravo, 0JJR 02, Mike November.
Okay, QSL, go X-ray. CQ contest, Victor Echo 3, Romeo X-ray, Victor Echo 3, Romeo X-ray contest. CQ contest, Victor Echo 3, Romeo X-ray, Victor Echo 3, Romeo X-ray contest. CQ contest, Victor Echo 3, Romeo X-ray, Victor Echo 3, Romeo X-ray contest.
My number was 848 or 948?
948.
948?
Roger.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let me mute this. Yeah, I'm not into contests, guys. So, and I think 17 meters that I'll go back to 17 meter, but yeah, I didn't know there was a contest. trying to figure out which contest because there's a few of them. There is a Lima Zulu contest on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, Sunday, RSJB CW contest. This is not CW. Voice. Then Dutch contest, I think. I'm not sure which contest. No, that's 80 meters. That's weird. Aware that there is a contest. Is this a Lima Zulu contest they're working? I'm not sure. Okay, let's go back one more time to 17 meters. Something happens over there. If not, I'm going to shut mute, but I don't see anything. What we have here on the band scope, so it's flat as a pancake. Just a little bit of something happening over here. Let me unmute for a second.
Yeah, bye-bye.
There you go. That's it. I love the new layout here on Thetis, where you can, you know, change the bandwidth just like this. It's much easier, I think. So that's cool. You can change band over here. Beautiful. You can change mode over here. So you don't need these extra buttons that you normally would have in Thetis. I just deleted everything. Fantastic. I really enjoy it. Okay, guys, nothing here, so I'm gonna turn off this live stream. Thanks for being here, and sorry for the very short live stream today, but nothing special happening. So 73s, and talk to you soon. Thank you, Roberts, and thank you also Javi from Spain there. I'm gonna go and turn up 0.7 OFF sign.